Hello everyone, Laurie Marie here. Tonight I'm doing a live intuitive guidance for you from me, from the divine. And so I'm hopping on, and when we have some people on, we'll give it a minute to get started, get some people on, and when you have questions, go ahead and pop them in the comments. And how this works is I take them one at a time and read for you. So I will be on as long as there are still questions. So welcome. Hey girl. How you doing? You're coming from Florida, right? Right? That's where you live, I believe. Hi. Yeah, so I was just saying that if this is your first time, if you're just hopping on, like all you gotta do is pop a comment in the question below. Wait, reverse. Pop your question in the comments below, not your question in the comment, and I will get to them in the order that I receive them. So if you got a question for me, pop it in there and I will start. Otherwise, I'll just start talking. Oh, yay, it's your first time. Hooray. So, do you have any questions about anything that's going on in your life? Like any particular thing? Yeah, about anything. Anything you want to talk about? Or that you're wondering about? Like where to start, right? That's the sense I'm getting. Ooh, romance. I'm just going to tell you what's coming through. So I have a feeling that there are many potential suitors. I think there are some that you feel more comfortable with. Yeah, this battle with a gentleman. This is going to be really important for you to trust your intuition on this one and feel if this is someone who you feel will honor and cherish you. I feel like I'm getting the sense that there are several that are interested, and I feel like the one that you've been spending the most time with, I feel like there's some challenges there. And this is really requiring you to like trust yourself and believe that you have the ability to make the right choice. Because I have a feeling there's some distrust there of whether or not you can make a great selection. And you're afraid of repeating old patterns, especially in relationship, because it affects everything and everyone, obviously. But, right. Yeah. So when it comes to what's pulling you back in, does that feel like your intuition, or is that feeling more like it's coming from a place of fear? Like, what if there's not someone else? Or what if, like what's driving it? I would say get really clear on what's driving your desire to go back into it. And I have a feeling, I could be wrong here, but I have a feeling that part of the reason you're being pulled back into it is because you're used to being treated a certain way by men. And so the idea of someone actually treating you really well and like cherishing you and really like loving you fully to the point that you deserve feels so unfamiliar that you find yourself going back to what you're familiar with. Even if it doesn't feel good, it's what you know and it's what you're familiar with. So it's like almost like you're settling for scraps, if that makes sense. And I don't mean that like, I don't feel like this guy is a bad human, but I think he's got a lot of stuff, and I feel like he's really needs to do the work. And I feel like he's not entirely willing to do the work. And you actually are. And you're doing it every day, little by little. And so it's really going to be important for you to have and be with a man who he is not ready for. Yeah, okay. So I feel like his indecision is your decision. He's stringing you along. Yeah, you don't need that. This is really about you trusting yourself and believing that you deserve more. Because I have a feeling this pattern of his, of like indecisiveness and not committing and the relationship not, just being solid. Like, he needs to be a solid dude for you, right? He needs to like show up and be like, yeah, I'm in this. And if you're not getting that from him, and here's the thing, like, I get, like, some people are ready for a relationship and some people aren't. But then, why is he dating in the first place? Why is he seeing anyone in the first place? If that's, like, off the table, then I feel like he's out of integrity for what he's really saying he wants. And now he's pulled you back in, pulling you into it. But this is where you have to stand strong for yourself and be like, no, like, I want more. I want a relationship. And if you're not ready to do that and you're not willing to do that, then that's fine. But then I have to go my separate way. So it's really going to be important for you to stand your ground and ask for what you need. But I don't feel like this is the guy. I feel like the guy who's coming for you is going to cherish the shit out of you. And I feel like he's going to honor you, and he's going to, like, there will be no questioning. It'll be a solid, like, yeah, like, this is the one. This is the guy. You're not going to have to even question it. You're not going to have to even, like, worry or wonder. It's, like, going to take all of that off the table. And so this is really about you not going back into those kind of same patterns of picking someone who isn't really in it. Because I feel like there's been some of that. And I think it has to do with just because it's what you know and it's what you're comfortable with. So it's about upping your standards and believing that, no, I want a guy who doesn't make me question things. That just is solid and helps me feel safe and helps me know that like we're together and that's it. Right, exactly. Picking guys like that is I feel like a bit of your comfort zone, because then you don't have to get close, because I have a feeling that intimacy is very scary for you, because you've been hurt a lot, and as we all have. And so the idea of actually really having someone you can open up fully to scares the shit out of you in the best possible way. And it is a pattern you can break. It just requires you to really trust yourself and trust in your ability to pick someone, to say yes to someone who is a wholehearted yes to you. So it's going to be really important for you to listen to let me ask you, I was going to say to yourself on this one. So let me ask you, have there been any red flags that you've noticed with this guy? I'm just curious. I think I already know the answer, but I just want to hear it from you. For anyone else joining, yes. Okay. Yeah, of course. I love you, girl. Trust those. How many times, this goes out to all the ladies and all the guys, how many times were there red flags in past relationships that we didn't listen to, and then we ended up, looking back, we're like, oh, well, duh, yeah, that was there the whole time, but we chose to ignore it. Because, I know this about you, that you are a big, love bug, and I get that 100% because I'm one too. And so it's really easy for us to see like there's, you know, the good in people, and really that's what we really really look for and really celebrate in others, right? But the problem with that is sometimes we use that and gloss over the red flags that are clearly there. So it's really important. So here's the thing. You can either continue going down this road and get deeper into it and good girl. Right, quicker than normal. So the way I see it, you have two options. You get into it further, you get in deeper in it, you learn whatever lesson you got to learn again. Because here's the thing, from a spiritual perspective, every time we get served the same, I guess you could say like course, right? The same meal, it's because there's the same thing that keeps coming up over and over again. It's because we haven't learned the lesson we're meant to learn from this. So you can either go down that road and, you know, who knows how long that road will go, but you can even either abandon your intuition and ignore it, ignore the red flags, or you can decide to make a new choice and say like, you know what? No, this doesn't feel right for me. I already know what's coming. I really do. And I'm going to choose differently. And guess what? When you do that, like, then you're demanding and saying like, no more. I am not allowing, that's not even on the menu anymore, right? It's like telling the universe, like, I'm upping my standards. I want more out of a relationship. So bring my guy to me. And here's the other thing. When you can get really clear on what you want in a man, in a partner, in a, you know, whatever you want to call it, like relationship, right? When you can get really clear on what you want and what you desire and make a manifesto, if you will call him in naturally. And you spend time in places that you love, that light you up, that excite you, he's going to find you. You won't even have to go looking. Right. Yeah. Like, get specific down to, you know, oh, I would love for a man to massage my feet and, you know, brush my hair and whatever. Like, get specific, like down to the last bit. Now, this doesn't mean that, like, you're like, oh, I want a guy who's, like, blonde hair, blue eyes, and then that's who's going to show up. Like, sure, you could get that specific. But what I'm talking about is how do you want to feel in a relationship with this person? How do you want to be treated? How do you want to feel every day with this person? Now, obviously, there's always going to be work in every relationship, and every relationship is there to help us grow and help us heal, and so there's going to be stuff. I'm not suggesting that there will never be stuff, but it's really getting clear on, as a whole, like, how do you want to feel? How do you want him showing up for you? What kinds of things do you do together? Like, write it down as if it's already happening. Like, what are you going to go do together? Like, how are you going to spend your days together? And get down to the details of how you really want to feel. And then, girl, I'm telling you, you're not going to need to go looking for him. Like, he's going to find you. Like, I say this because I have experienced this myself. Like, it is incredible when you can get clear on what you need and what you want in a relationship and what you are no longer willing to put up with. Or, you know, I had a feeling. Yeah. People always come on when they're meant to hear certain things. You will get so clear about what it is that you desire and what you need from a partner that you were going to sit there one day and be like, holy cow, I've been feeling down. But right, that's because he's not for you. Like, he's not the guy. And it doesn't mean the guy's not out there. But what's important for you to do is do everything in your power to give yourself the love that you need and desire, and do the things that light you up, that excite you. Because here's the thing. When you're lit up and you're excited, you become this like beaming ball of light, and you're going to find like all these men attracted to you. But it's your job to stand firm in what you desire, what you want, and how you want to be treated. And it's your job to make and trust your selection. So this is about you really honoring your intuition right now, and honoring that you know that this is not the guy. And so it's time to walk away. And I know that's not easy, but I also know that this guy, you go back to him and you do that dance with him for the next 5 months, 6 months, year, 2 years, whatever, it's not going to end the way you desire. It's already not starting off the way you desire, right? So like, why continue down that path? If you already know today, sitting here today, that this is not filling you up, right? Being with this guy is not filling you up. So why keep going? Like, why continue to put yourself through that? Welcome. If you're just joining, go ahead and pop a question in the comments below, and I'll get to it as we go. So it's so important to really honor that. And girl, I'm telling you from experience, the more you learn to listen and trust your intuition, the more you're going to trust yourself, your decision, your decisions in all areas of life, whether it's relationship, whether it's career, whether it's, family, whatever it is, you're going to learn to trust yourself so much that you don't need validation from anybody else. You don't need to go seek this person and that person and that person to ask what to do, because you'll just know and trust what to do. The only reason people seek validation from other people constantly is because there's something within them that they don't trust. They don't trust their own decisions. They don't trust their own hearts, right? And so, that's what we do as humans, is we go and we look for validation from others. But the truth is, the more that you can trust it, and the more you listen to it, and the more you take action on it, the more you will trust yourself. And so I feel like you're at a crossroads with your relationship right now. It's like you can either, like I said, go down that long road of, frankly, disappointment. Sure, there'll be little bursts of goodness in there, but overall, not what you want. Or you can set yourself free from that right now and kind of demand to the universe, like, I want more and I deserve more. And I'm going to get more of what I want. And then write your manifesto and go do all the things that you love to do. Like, just be your shining little ball of light that you are already, and I guarantee you he's going to show up. And I have a feeling it won't take long. And trust that everything happens in divine timing. So he will show up when he's meant to. And right now he's not showing up because this guy's in the way. When you remove the thing that doesn't belong, you make space for something new, something bigger, something better. So just know you're not losing anything here. You only have to gain. Only have to gain. And just honor you and what you're desiring. Get back to me and let me know how it turns out. I will tell you, not to be braggadocious, but many, many, many of the predictions that I make and the guidance I get is correct. So we'll see. But I want to be invited to the wedding. Hey, Kelly, welcome. If you got a question, pop it in. Hi. And Sully, thanks for popping your question in. Thanks for being brave and going first. And for anyone that's on too, if you've already asked a question, don't feel like you can't ask another one either, because that's how this thing keeps rolling. So you've got to, I love you, girl. So if you've got a question, like, don't be shy. Put it in there, whatever it is. This is really awesome. I love doing these. It's so fun. It's a great way for me to hone my intuition too, and practice, just delivering messages and serving, and it's awesome. It helps me, I'll share this with you guys. So one of the things, when I first opened up to these gifts, I had a really hard time trusting it. And it was really hard for me to discern, like, okay, is this my thought or is this what's coming through? Like, I had a really hard time, and I would get stuck so often. I would, like, if I was doing this like 5 years ago, I'd be like, so I think maybe, that this, and I would just be like so unsure of myself. And this with just like anything, the more that you practice, the more that you trust, the more you will trust yourself and learn to get out of your own way, if that makes sense. Because the biggest problem that we face as, we are souls having a human experience, but we treat it the opposite, that we are humans having a soul experience. And the problem is we, as in like our ego, likes to get in the way and keep us from moving forward. And so we have a difficult time, getting out of our own way and trusting like our intuition and trusting our guidance. And so the more you can really listen to your intuition and trust the red flags and listen to the little nudges and take action on those nudges, the more you'll start to gain confidence in that area. Because it does take practice, learning to trust yourself and your intuition, because we're not used to that, right? It's like when we are born, when we're little and we're little kids, we do trust. When you think about your intuition and you're asking for what you need as a baby, like, babies have no problem asking for what they need. They're like, I'm hungry, you better feed me, right? But somewhere along the lines, we're taught not to trust ourselves anymore. And we're taught to, abandon ourselves and care more about what other people think. And so we lose ourselves. And so it's important to really check back in and connect with ourselves and redevelop that trust. And so we can gain that confidence for ourselves. Karina, welcome. Okay, let's see. So Miss Kelly says, what do you see for my son Daniel? How can I best support him? I feel like Daniel's struggling a bit. How old is Daniel? Is he a teenager? I know you have several kids, so I just want to make sure I'm picking up the right child. You still here, Kelly? Is Daniel a teenager or is he younger? Because I know you have several kids. I just want to make sure I've got the right one. I have a feeling I do, but... Yeah, okay, teenager. Okay, that's what I felt. Yeah, so I feel like he's struggling right now, struggling with identity, struggling with, who he is and where his place is in the world, in school, in the family, in all areas almost of his life. And so I think it's really important to listen to him, talk to him, let him know that you're there and you're there to support him. And also give him an opportunity to say whatever's on his mind. Does he feel safe to share in your home? Like, does he feel safe to share with your husband or with you, or does he stay pretty reserved? I feel like he has a lot of questions that aren't being answered, and he doesn't know how to address them. I think he's got some confusion, especially around maybe his sexuality and where that fits in, and even about sex in general, and how, he's 15, hormones are raging, all this stuff is coming up, and he's got a lot of angst about it, and he just doesn't know where his place is right now, I feel like. And so he's really, really struggling with that. Does he get picked on at school too? I sense there's like some bullying going on. Right. Part of that is him being 15. But just reassuring him and letting him know that he can talk to you. Who is he closest to out of anybody that you know or that he knows? Who would you say he's closest to? Like, is there an uncle? Or I feel like he needs another man outside of his dad to talk to about this stuff. Like, if there's an uncle or like a brother that, like, not his brother, but like maybe one of your brothers that he can feel like he can go to and talk to connect to another man who isn't his dad. So I feel like he's embarrassed to share with your husband. Do you know, does he get picked on at school? J.R. Arissa. Sorry, who's Arissa? Irissa? Am I saying that right? I feel like I'm butchering that. I feel like he's got a lot of questions. And he's feeling very confused. And I feel like he also... Oh, he wouldn't talk to... Okay. Is he close to any other male? Is he comfortable talking to your husband? Or is he being 15 kind of all around? Maybe there's some things you can get him into too that would help him with his confidence. Find different things that he's interested in, like get him into some sort of like, I feel like he'd be really good in some sort of team building thing. New school. Okay, but he was getting picked on? Was that happening a lot at the old school? I'm feeling like he just needs a really safe, independent... Okay. I feel like he needs just a really safe space to be able to share all of his stuff with. So whether that's getting him into counseling so he can, like, talk to somebody, or, I would encourage him to be able to talk to you, just let him know, even if he doesn't really want to. Just come from a very loving place of like, I really love you, I'm really concerned, and I want you to know that I'm here to support you, and you can ask me anything. You can come to me with anything, and actually truly let him come to you with anything. Even if you're not sure how to navigate it, even if you're not sure how to talk about it, like, reach out for support for people that can help you to communicate with him. I would also say, like I said, getting him part of any kind of team building would be really good for him. Any kind of like youth teen kind of, I could see him doing something like, I don't know why this is coming to me, but, cause I don't know what's available around you, but, some sort of like teen camping kind of excursion where they go on this like almost voyage or like journey of self-discovery sort of a thing. Adventures. I don't know of anything in particular like that. I mean, I know it exists, but I feel like getting him involved in something like that where he can be part of a team, be part of like a group of teenagers and like out like kind of figuring it out, figuring out the wilderness or like figuring out where they're going, kind of a thing where they camp and all that kind of stuff. Like, I think something like that would be really good for him. I just feel like he needs different ways to express himself that feels really safe to him and feels really good to him, and is also, he needs to have a place to share or to find out a lot of the answers that he has questions to about himself. Because right now a lot of changes are happening, a lot of things are happening for him as a young man, and I feel like he's really struggling with that. But he doesn't feel like comfortable to come to like you or your husband to talk about it. So like the more you can support him around that in finding someone who can help him talk about that or work through some of that would be helpful. And even for yourselves, to be able to all communicate around it might be really helpful for all of you. But welcome. But hopefully that helps. I think something like that would be really good for him, though. Some sort of team building activity where he can work with other teens and kind of explore more of like who he is would be really good for him. Because he needs that. He needs a place where he can feel safe and come and talk to and ask questions that may be embarrassing that you don't normally want to talk to your parents about, but that he can get some answers, because I feel like he's struggling a bit with some of that. So hopefully that helps. Welcome for anyone just joining. You can go ahead and pop a comment or pop a question in the comments below, and I just take them in the order that I get them. So you are welcome. You are welcome. I feel like, he's going to be okay. But I think it's important to get him the support he needs. Welcome, Betty. So for anyone just jumping on, you can feel free to pop your question in the comments, and I take them as I get them. Oh, what time are we at here? Just want to make sure I'm watching my time, because I could do this for days. Maybe not days. I'd get really exhausted, actually. Believe it or not, channeling and connecting with other people's energy and doing these kind of readings take a lot of energy. So yeah, I couldn't do it all day. When I did that 6 session weekend, I was pretty wiped by the 6th one. So I've learned to pace myself. So we're good yet. So what questions you got for me? I need to drink a lot of water too. So for those of you, I'll just keep talking until we start again. For those of you who may or may not know, I've been doing I decided in April to kind of draw a line in the sand and say like, okay, I'm ready to shed the weight that I gained after I experienced trauma. And so I started at 250 in April. I think it was like mid-April. And I'm on day 70 right now, so whatever that ends up being. and I'm now down to 223. And it was really exciting. But one of the challenges I had was like drinking a gallon of water a day. And so one of my friends, she was so sweet, she bought me this, sent it to my house, and now if I drink just 3 of these, I get in all my water. So, woot woot. And ever since I got this thing, I have hit my goal of drinking a gallon of water a day ever since I got it, which is pretty awesome because it was a struggle before. Okay, Miss Karina, what do we got here? Okay, I'm at a crossroads in my life, not sure which direction to go. Thanks for the love, guys. Okay, one second. Okay, Karina, so I would say what direction... Whoops, sorry, guys. I was trying to adjust this and covered the lens. Okay, so can you get a little bit more specific? I feel like there's a lot of directions you can go. Is this like career related, or is this more like where you're headed in your life as far as like relationships go? I just want to make sure I don't go down the wrong path here. Like, I have a feeling I know what it is, but I don't want to, like... Crossroads in your life. I'm, like, getting stuff, but I don't want to say it out loud. I'm kind of scared to say it out loud. Right. Okay. That's funny because I was going to say, are you separating from your husband? But I was afraid to say it because I was like, I don't know if that's it. And then I don't want to, like, oh, okay. See, that's a great example right there of why I should just trust what I'm getting and just say it. But I never want to, like, so I'm very careful on, I have a lot of integrity around what I share and what I don't share. And there's 3 things I don't talk about: death, disease, and divorce. Because what if I'm wrong? So I was a little hesitant there as far as saying that. I feel like if your intuition's calling you towards another direction, I have a feeling there's no stopping it. Meaning, now you have choice, right? You have a choice of how you want this to go. But it's really important for you to honor your intuition, because if you don't, it will literally, and I don't say this to be dramatic, but it will literally feel as though your soul is dying. And you've got such a bright, shiny soul, babe, that this is really important for you to listen to where you're being guided. Now, that's not to say this can't work together. This is to say that you've been working for your husband and doing his thing for a very long time. And now it's time to do you and do your thing. And maybe that's the starting point. Maybe that's where you see where it goes from there, how he deals with that. If it's not, received well, then I think you may have your answer. But the important thing is for you to follow what you're meant to be doing right now. And I feel like you've been holding yourself back for a very long time. You've been there, you've been loving and nurturing to your husband and your family and everybody else, but now it's like Karina's time, and it's time for you to really get to do and be everything that you wanted to be. And whether that's with your husband or not is not up to me, and I'm not going to say. You are the only one that can answer that question. But it is important for you to honor wherever your intuition is asking you to go, because you are meant to help people, and you are meant to help a lot of people. And I don't say that to scare you or intimidate you, but I'm saying that there are people waiting for you who need your help. And so it's really important that you follow those nudges. And it's important that you start deciding that you and your needs are just as important as anybody else's. They're just as valuable as your families, as your friends, as your colleagues, as your, everybody. Nobody else's needs are any more important than your own. And it's important for you to start putting your needs first. And decide if that really feels good to you or not, right? So if somebody asks you to do something, does that really sit with you? Is that really something you want to do? Or are you just doing it to please other people? And so it's time to now put yourself and your desires ahead of other people's. And that's not to say that you'll be selfish. That's not to say that you're going to abandon everybody. It's just to say that it's time to make you just as important as everyone else. And when you do that, and you take care of yourself, and you put yourself first, you're going to have so much more to give, and so much more love to give. And I know you have so much love in you. I know you. You're one of the most loving, giving people that I know. And so it's going to be really important for you to take care of yourself, right? Sometimes pleasing others, sometimes just think of, yeah, and it's okay to be scared. It's totally normal. But you're going to be just fine. Either way, whatever decision you decide. But it's important for you to put the decision that's right for you ahead of anything else that may come up. Any fear, any pleasing anybody else, beyond what anybody else has to say about it. This is your life. You get to decide how you want to live out the rest of your days. And so it's going to be really important for you to stand for yourself and to honor where your heart and your soul desires to go next, whatever that looks like. And I get that because I've lived it. So it can be scary. It can feel scary. But know that you're going to be just fine either way. Your soul chose this for you. Your soul chose to be here and chose to walk this path. And so whatever it looks like, just know it was meant for you. And you're going to be all right, sister. And I just love you so much. Okay. Hopefully that answers that. If you need more, just pop it in the comments. Okay, Miss Betty, I saw you got something here. Okay. Okay, Betty. Yeah, I get that can be nerve-wracking. But I think it's also necessary. Is this on the X? Is that what this is about? I have a feeling it is, but I think whatever happens, it's best that you go there, do the thing, and then leave immediately. Don't have any interaction or any engagement beyond that. There's no reason for it. The best thing for you to do is just go there, like I said, do the thing, write the paperwork, whatever, move on, and leave. Don't linger. Get in, get out. And then keep going. You are on a path of healing, and it's important for you not to veer off. It's important for you not to get distracted by him or by anyone else or anything else. It's important for you to focus on the good things in your life right now. All the things that are positive and the things that are filling you up and making you feel good. Really, truly feel good. Things that inspire you, things that keep you going, things that make you want to get up in the morning. It's important for you to really focus on that right now. And the more you do that, the better you're going to feel. And the more you're going to find you don't need other things to feel better. And I know that seems at times like impossible, but it's true. The more you work on you, the more you love you, the more you heal you, the less you're going to need these other things to feel better. But you got to feel it to heal it. And you got to just keep going one step at a time and have compassion and be gentle with yourself and know you're more deserving of love, and you're deserving of more than what this man has to offer. As far as I'm concerned, he has nothing to offer you other than heartache, hurt, and harm. Like, this is a bad man. You do not want to be around him. Very unstable, very unhealthy. Seriously, like, I worry for your safety with this man. So, like, do not engage. Get in there, do the thing, and get out. Period. And then don't have any contact with him beyond that. And know that you can do this. Okay? What else we got? Anything? You're welcome. Seeing him is going to be hard. Yes, I get that. And, oh, you are welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Believe in you, yes. Seeing him will be hard, but living a life of misery and constantly being put down and abused is even harder. So just remember that. Like, how shitty this man made you feel, like, is a lot harder than seeing him this one time in court. So, like, hold strong to that. You deserve so much more than that. Your kids deserve more than that. You deserve more than that. And it's time to end that cycle, end that pattern. Picking men that don't deserve you is just a cycle. It's a pattern. And a lot of times, if that is our comfort zone, that's what we're comfortable with, even if it's really bad and really shitty, there's an underlying belief that makes us believe that that's all we deserve, that we don't deserve any better. So until you break that pattern and say, no more, I deserve more than this, that pattern continues, that cycle continues. So it's important for you to be the one to end that pattern, so it doesn't continue and it doesn't go on. And that goes for any relationship, anybody in relationship. If you're in a relationship where there's certain patterns you notice come up, certain cycles that come up, you're with, men or women who gaslight, who, if you don't know the term, look it up. Gaslighting is where they have, it's really the issue is coming from them, but they keep putting it on you, like you're the one with the problem. Like, and they make you feel as if you did wrong or you did bad. They blame you. Like, look it up. It's really important stuff. The more you accept treatment like that, the more you get comfortable with treatment like that. And you may, upgrade a little bit in the next relationship, but you'll find the same thing happening over and over and over again. So until you cut that pattern and demand more and demand that you deserve more and you're worth loving and you don't deserve to be treated that way, that cycle keeps continuing. So end the cycle. Remember the ways he made you feel bad. That's a lot harder life than going into a courtroom and seeing him once and leaving again. So one of the things I love in this program that I'm doing is to shed the weight, she talks about picking your hard. And I love that because it's like, it's so true. It's like in any area of life, pick your hard. Like, what hard do you want? Do you want the hard of like having to see him and having to end it, or having to, never see him again? Or do you want the hard of living in that and being treated terribly and not being honored and cherished and loved, and spending the next who knows how many decades or years or months being with someone who doesn't love you and honor and cherish you and treat you good? Like, pick your hard. You just gotta make a better choice next time. But you also have to look at, like, what have the patterns been? What kinds of men or women have I been choosing? What kinds of partners am I continually drawing myself to? And start exploring that. Not from a place of like beating yourself up and saying like, oh, it's me, what's wrong with me, why can't I pick a good partner? But really looking at it like, what limiting beliefs do I have? What am I believing about myself that I don't think that I'm worthy of more? Like, start exploring that. And I know that can be scary to explore, but when you do, you can get really clear on a lot of stuff. And I have a feeling that a lot of these things for you are tied back to past relationships, past men, your relationship with your dad. I think it's all related. And the common thread in there is this similar pattern of treatment. And it's just what you've known, and it's just what you've been comfortable with. You don't know what it would be like to be with someone who would actually treat you well. And so on a very unconscious level, you've been allowing yourself to be with these people that aren't loving and aren't honoring and aren't treating you the way you deserve to be treated. And sometimes that could be like a form of, our brains are so brilliant. Like, on a very unconscious level, it can be a way that our brains are like, that we're like self-punishing ourselves, right? Because we think we have like guilt or shame, or we think we did something wrong, or we don't feel good about ourselves. So it's like a way of self-punishment. But instead of punishing ourselves, we need to love ourselves and have compassion and forgiveness for the choices we've made, for the things we've done. And we need to be able to really learn to trust ourselves. And the more we can trust ourselves, the more we'll be able to make a good choice when it comes to our, selecting a partner or finding someone new. But you got to start with yourself. And when you can start loving yourself and healing yourself and ending those patterns, like, the world is just going to open up to you. And you're going to get everything that you've really, truly desired. But you got to believe that you're worth it. Because until you do, if you're out of alignment in that way, if you think like, even if, like, say you're in business, right? And you're like, I want to make X amount of money, right? You may say you want X amount of money. You may say you want X amount of clients. But unless you are in alignment with that, if your energy is not in alignment with that, you will not bring that to you. So like, you've got to make sure that you are in alignment with believing that you are deserving and worthy of love. And how you do that is by doing the work, and you practice, and you love yourself through it. Hey, Miss Heather. Welcome, sunshine. So I was just saying that when you, when you want something or you're desiring something out of life, you got to be in alignment energetically. Like, is your vibe in alignment too? You can say like, oh, I want $1 million, or oh, I want to go on vacation to Bermuda or whatever. You can say these things, but if you're not in the excitement of it, if you don't know the underlying why do I want this, like, it's okay to want things, but like, know really why you're wanting it. If you're not in that energetic alignment, like, it's a lot harder to bring it to you. That's why I said earlier to Soli, like, she doesn't need to go looking for a man. She just needs to be in her joy and be excited and really get clear on what she wants and what she desires and why she wants it. And then go out and be in the places that excite her. Be in the places that fill her up and bring her joy. And he will come to her. She won't need to do the heavy lifting. The feminine energy is all about receiving. It's all about being in flow, hanging back, and allowing things to come to you. You don't have to hustle for it. You don't have to chase it. I'm learning that more and more, and it's pretty freaking exciting. So I'm helping others with that too. I just want to check what time it is here. Oh, we got 2 minutes. Well, I'm really honored, and it was a pleasure serving you all tonight. Thank you for showing up and sharing and bravely putting your questions out there. And I want invites to some of these weddings. Just kidding. But just know that I truly love and honor you for being brave and courageous enough to ask some really tough questions and get some answers to them. And now it's up to you to trust yourself and your own intuition and get the support you need. Love you too, girl. For anyone interested, Brave Babes is staying open for a bit yet. And I really want to help people honor their intuition and learn how to grow in confidence and come to the group. Oh, thanks. And come to this 8-week group coaching program with something they want to work on and something they want to shift in their life. And we're going to help get really clear on what that is and get really clear on the vision and how to create that, and then create a roadmap, if you will, on how to get there. And so if that's something you're interested, definitely reach out. Let me know. We only have 10 spots, and I've already filled several of them. So I'm really excited, and I really want to have a full group so that we can really dive in and I want to build a community. I've got a vision for a really amazing community, and I see this being very long term. So I'm excited to get started on it, and I would love for you to join me. So yeah, so check it out. Let's see what else. I've been doing these pretty much every Wednesday, so we'll see how that goes. But it's been a pleasure serving you tonight, and I hope that in all cases, everything we talked about goes well for each of you. And I know and trust that you will be guided to where you need to be. So, good night, everyone. Mwah.